Give me just a second. What's good, man? Uh-oh. Hello.
Hello.
What's
Long
good,
time
man?
listener, first time caller.
Oh, yeah. Welcome. Wait.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome. Yeah. Very good. What are you watching? Can't really zoom in.
Yeah, well, I'm just messing around a bit. So, taking a look around at different things, and the crypto spring is what I call it right now, because like 2 years ago during the Hash It Out episodes, but yeah, 2 years ago I called the low of Bitcoin, and we documented it. So, but yeah, it was what 65,000. Y'all said 69,000. So, looks like you got connection issues.
How about now? Is it okay?
Yeah, there you are.
Yeah. You said like you called down the low, but you call it a crypto spring.
Yeah, now I call it a crypto
I can hear you.
spring. What's that?
Yeah, I could hear you. Everything you said.
Okay, cool. Because, well, like I said, 2 years ago I called the low because I took the previous high and I subtracted 80% off of it. So that was where my next buy-in was at, which just happened.
Yeah, it's a pretty much a discount right now, don't you think so?
Well, I do, and here's the reason why. So right now, today, I don't know, it's February something or other. It's right.
So what are we looking at? On-chain activity? This is through Masario, right? Of Masari.
Well, time out. Let me finish this real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so what I'm calling right now is the next low of Bitcoin during this cycle. So if 80% off of that $126,000 price,
80% off.
correct, which would put you at
holy shit, 24K?
Well, no, it would put you around 65,000 is what I calculated. Because I did like you remember the 786, the 702, and the 618. Okay, the Fibonacci sequence and whatnot.
What's the current price in dollars for Bitcoin? Do you have that?
Well, what I was going to call right quick is the next cycle low for Bitcoin will be the previous high, which is 126,000. So next cycle low is going to be. So what does that equate to? If I had subtracted 80%, what does that equal? Does that equal a Bitcoin price of 800, 900,000 to then take 80% off of that to then give me 126? I think it does.
So you mean like 65K is the 20% low? Is that what you're saying?
Is the 80% low from the previous all-time high. Well, I would.
Right. Okay. So
I'm not looking
by
at a
2,
calculator or anything.
Divided by 2 times 10. So that would be like 300K or something, or like 420K.
You're overthinking it. It's just another cycle like the previous 3. So
sure, I get that. So what do we get as a high?
Well, and that's what I'm saying. 900 is a high. Okay. Well, that's what I'm calling right now today. So
what
is today anyway? I know it's February.
Somewhere in February, early February 2026. But like, if we look at this high, like what you're saying right now, like 7, 8, 900K, whatever.
February 9th.
So what are we aiming at? 6 months from now, or 3 months from now?
No, I can't call time. I can just call price. So like,
why do you think it bottomed out?
Well, a few reasons, but a reason why it's no longer a 4-year cycle is because it's just a cycle. Exit the time frame.
Yeah,
it's just
I'm aware.
A market cycle.
Yeah.
So whether it's 5 years, whether it's 8 years, I could give a shit. I mean, but again, I know everyone's in different boats. I've been here 3 cycles already. So
yeah. Right.
So yeah. Cheers.
Sure, sure,
yeah,
but like
I think
I
it's
need a little bit more than the number. Like I seen like Bitcoin backer throughout the times. You know, I'm aware of what he of blockchain backer.
blockchain backer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry, I know his premises of like getting out of the market at the high and now coming back again. I'm looking at Warsh as the new
Right.
Fed director in the
He's now
liquidity.
back in 25%. So
I know,
I completely agree with that.
I
But
get that.
I'm still calling it crypto spring. I mean, will it bounce back down to 65? I don't know. I don't really care.
Well, we're
So
gonna need to fill out like the low, right? We're gonna go to the complete low. Like we're gonna need to touch that before we go back up again.
let me break out my calculator.
Mm.
All right. So previous high was 126. What was it? Times, no, it'd be minus zero point 0.8. So times 0.2 would be, wait, what?
Divided by 5, so 20%. So it's what 25K?
What was that? 120, 126.
Yeah, 25.2. 12.6 times 2.
25.2. Well, then that would be incorrect.
I
Let me
know.
see. 126. Well, how the hell did I come up with 50 or 65 then? Because that's what I thought it was, which was the previous all-time high of the previous cycle.
Yes.
So let's see. That would then be what?
So the 65K would be related to the 20K in 2017.
Well, 65,000 divided by 126.
Hold on. I got it.
Is 5151. So 615.
I got a different calculation in my head, but I'll let you finish.
No, it was 618, but this is 515 or 516.
So what do you think of this one? If the 126K
Well,
is
that,
the
like I
same,
said, that would be 50, just call it 52%. And I was saying 80%, but let's go with a 618 then. What would that be? No, not divided by.
I don't know what calculation you're doing right now.
That would be 76,000. I see what I did. Instead of it a retrace, it would just be times that amount. So
So
maybe that was how.
apart from like the numbers.
Hold on. Let me. I gotta figure this out.
Yeah, all right, but you know, maybe you can give some context. I can calc with you.
No, times. No shit. Really?
250.
Sorry, I'm doing this like live.
Yeah, it's all right, but I don't know what kind of like, what are you calculating?
0.61 would be what? 76. So that would be was it the 786 I said? Yeah.
You're taking the Fibonacci highs?
Point.
You're taking the fibs, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
786.
You're taking the 786?
My calculations ain't my debits and my credits ain't equaling at the moment.
I
So
know.
anyway, I had previously called the 65,000 and 2 years ago, and it was based on this, but sorry, I don't have the actual data to share right now. But
But are
anyway,
we
the
are
reason why I'm stating it is because now I'm calling the next cycle low, which is going to be the previous all-time high, which is 126,000 for Bitcoin. So
Yes.
what does that then
So
equate to as
I
far
can
as
tell you
a
that. I can tell you
high?
that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Hold on. So normally we when we go down from a high, it's not 80, it's an 85% correction. So 126,000 would be 15% of the total. So we divide it by 3 and do it times 20. Or we divide it by 2/3 and we do it times 10. So if we have 126,000 and that's 15%, if you divide it by 3, you get like 42,000 times 2 is 84,000. That's 10%. So you would get 840,000 as a Bitcoin price. If 126,000 equals 15%.
Okay.
So you would get 840,000 at 100%.
Yeah, so 900,000 per Bitcoin next cycle would be the high, and then
Yeah, so a double.
then the low would then the low next cycle after the bull run would then become 126,000.
So that would be
all-time high.
Yeah, that would be double 420, 840.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so 840,000, which would be if you go by alt season, where we had an alt season in 2021, not at 126 but at 65K. If we have the ratio 65K to 840,000, I'm doing this by heart, we would get what, like 10 and then 60, 650,000 and then 190 divided by, that's 3 times. So you get 13 times the all-time high of 2021 on your alts. So 13 times 18 cent of DigiByte, which would be like 180 plus 3 times 80 is 54 is 233, $2.33 for DigiByte. And 840.
Wait, repeat that again?
$2.33.
Holy sheep shit.
Yeah.
No, I was did you get a chance to look over what Johnny Law put out?
Yes, I have. He sent it to me as well.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, with the AI coming up with a crazy undervalued figure of 28 cents, I mean, what it should be currently right now.
Yeah, because the sats are low.
Right. Well, but and also with the dollar price at 0.002, I just had it up a little while ago.
Yeah. So if we look at DigiByte through Bitcoin in sats, there's also this reverse triangle, right, from 2017 till now, where we went from like 2,500 sats in 2017 to 10 times as low in 2021 to 250 sats, and then we went to 25 in the bear market now with like 2025, and even lower. We even went to 9 sats at a certain point with DigiByte, or even 7, I think. But if you look at it through like 2,500, 250, and then like 25, and we bottomed out a little bit. All right, if we would move up again, you would go to like 200, 250 sats instead of how much? What's the graph for DigiByte right now?
Well, I was just thinking in my head. So what I was thinking is that would make sense then, because the previous all-time high at DigiByte was 18.5 cents. Just call it 18 cents. And
but how much sats was it then? And how much sats was it?
Well, the previous high before that was 14.5 cents. I don't know. I'm not looking at a chart.
But like, do you have a chart? Could you pull up a chart with like BTC, DGB from all time, but preferably 2021 till now, so we know it in sats?
Maybe if I go to Coin Market Cap at the moment, but
I don't remember. I think it was 230.
I'm not good on TradingView, especially live. I mean, I was just trying to do a calculation a second ago, and it's like I wasn't prepared. I just hit the live button.
Hey, same here. I'm just doing it by heart and by memory.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. I don't know the sats at the moment. We'll look that up later.
Right, because the 233 is based on the 840K. If BTC is 840K and we had 18 cents at 65, then we might get like 233, but we might also do better than BTC and sats. So if we do better, then maybe the Sats is even 4 times more, or maybe it's even 10 times more. Which
Well,
in
2017 was a 280x in DigiByte. So I
I know,
bought in
I know.
at 0.00025, and
Fucking hell.
then it went to 14.5 cents in 2017, and then in 2021 or 2020-ish, 2019, in that bear market, I bought it went pretty low, but I bought it 0.0035, and then it went to like 18.5 cents or 18 cents. So I mean, that was like a 51x. I mean, I know people that bought it at 0.0029. And I kind of see that opportunity now.
Yeah, third of a
Where,
penny.
right, for the fiat value of it, the value that it has, and the different things going on in the background. I mean, it's just exciting as all hell to me.
Yeah, I know.
Well, and that's what I was thinking about, because the name of the game in all of this in investing is to sell the overvalued asset and buy the undervalued asset and rinse and repeat. So
Sure.
when an asset becomes overvalued, take profit no matter what the asset.
Silver and gold.
Exactly. So in this case, I'm thinking taking 1 ounce of gold at $5,000, and then a million DigiByte is $4,200.
Yeah, it's a ratio trade. Sure, it's a good one.
Exactly, because I mean, where else can I turn $5,000 into what? Just say, well, what would that be?
What, $5,000 for a third of a penny?
Yeah, times
1.5 million.
Well, no, I'm saying at the current price at 0.0042. Hell, just call it 0.0045.
Yeah, that's 2.5 times. So that would be like 1,250,000 DigiByte.
Okay, so 1.25 mil, and where and now times that by 20 cents.
233.
Just say 20,
20 cents. Yeah, divided by 5. Times 1 divided by 5. So you would be looking at 250,000, 250K dollars.
Okay, so the next question I have is: Do I see 1 ounce of gold at $5,000 currently going to 250,000, 60,000?
Fuck no.
That's my point. So the overvalued asset right now, in comparison to the value, so asset divided by asset equals value. So by me selling 1 ounce of gold, I can go ahead and lock in another 1.25 million DigiByte, and in doing so,
but hold on, I'm going to make it more bullish. You said 20 cents.
Well, hold on. Yeah, just at 20 cents.
Why 20 cents?
Well, just because the previous all-time high was 18 cents, and the high before that was 14.5 cents. So that's why now at 20 cents to begin staggering out, taking profit.
Yeah, but like from.
I mean, well, because I want a new pair of shoes.
even with a low ball, it's bullish as fuck. It just gets crazier.
I need an implant now. My fucking tooth. I had to get them to remove the tooth.
Don't you have so much gold you can just put the gold in?
I do, but I mean, the freaking dentist wants like 10 grand. I'm just like, you bumped your fucking head.
Fly to Turkey. You can get your hair done as well.
I could go to Mexico and get it done for $1,000.
Yeah,
I could. Javier can speak Spanish fluently. I'm only
before you know it, they pull all your teeth.
I'm only poquito.
I wouldn't trust him on it. They'll pull all your teeth. Like a Mexican joke.
I don't know. I wouldn't want a gold tooth. I would want like a platinum tooth or something like
platinum that. Platinum tooth. Yeah.
Yeah, platinum or titanium. That would look, like chrome.
Yeah, you would be like Jaws from the James Bond movies, back in the day. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're making a good trade, and I can understand why you want to do a live stream and some math on it. It's still kind of surrealistic to me to hear these numbers.
Well, what was your figure that you were going with? So 1.25 million DigiByte at $5,000 would be what in your ballpark of what you're looking at?
Well, the way I figured it is that I would be happy with selling a good part of my stack at at a BTC of around 220, and then you would have an alt season based on 4 times the alt season of 2021. I would already be happy, because you just buy lows and then you start like selling at least part of it, because we're moving up, and it might not be such a bad idea to sell at 200, to sell at 400 if we're going to 800. Like, who says that I'm going
Well,
to
I
be
mean,
selling the
just to
top?
take some profit and
Or
fix the
exactly.
things wrong in your life, pay off the credit cards, the car, the
No,
house.
I don't need all that, but
Yeah,
I get
well,
it for
dude,
people listening.
I was just called a effing idiot in the XRP community because I sold off my XRP and paid off 2 fucking houses.
That's
And
ironic.
you call me a fucking idiot? Whatever, dude. And I sold at $3, and I was in at 17.5 cents.
Yeah, that's great. It's a great trade.
I paid off 2 fucking houses. I'm free and clear, done.
Yeah, so that's a good sell. But like, to come back to your previous question, where I see it going, I thought like, no, maybe a 4-time all-time high from 2021, but that would be somewhere between 70 and 80 cents for a DigiByte. But that's without like the market that was moving now, and everything that's been going on. Like, I'm a bit contradictory to the emotional thing that people are going through with all the news and the FUD and everything. Because if I look at all the bullish news that has been going on for the last 4 years, and especially in the last couple of months, and what's happening globally with geopolitics and everything, I actually think we're if we're going to 840K, Dave, hear me out. If we're going to go for that bullish scenario that Bitcoin does what it always does, then this time is different. I hate to say it; it's like dangerous words to say it, but if we're going to 840K, there is no other way that every single nation state in the world has to FOMO in. So we would be looking at game theory in a super cycle if we go do that right now. And with Warsh that is coming in as the new director, as a replacement of Powell, and Trump has already jokingly said, we might prosecute you as well if you don't lower the interest rates. And he knows what he needs to do. He knows what's expected. The budget for the military has already been increased by 50%. So quantitative easing at least is coming. So just from that prospect, I don't think that gold and silver. I think it will rally more, but if there's a lower interest rate, then they're no longer risk assets, because if there's a lower interest rate, people can just start borrowing dollars again. Like they don't need to hide in silver or gold. So it would only be from a manufacturing point of view and from a commodities point of view, due to an inflation hedge, it would be relevant. But I think in that scenario, I don't think gold and silver would be as relevant as Bitcoin is right now, because if the whole world is going to pivot towards a gold standard again in reserve currency, because that's what we hear with the FUD right now on X and on all the other socials, I don't buy it, because I think if the US does that and the US would go on a gold standard, China has been stacking gold since 1995, like a shit ton, apart from Russia and India and the Middle East. And the West would just lose its purchasing power even more to the East, which is kind of the whole reason why we're doing this in the first place with this war on Venezuela and Iran. And it would just make no sense that financially they want to put themselves in more pain than they are right now already. So I think it's an inevitability that we're going to get a Bitcoin strategic reserve, and we're going to get some kind of peg between Bitcoin and the US dollar through stable coins. But we're going to need judicial clarity for that, which will be at the end of this month. So it's kind of interesting that we're at the low, and or near the low, and that also the regulatory clarity is coming through. So all these financial institutions that wouldn't be able to purchase Bitcoin before legal clarity can now do so almost at the same price as where BlackRock bought it, which was around 60K. And they're lowballing Saylor, who's at an average price of 73K. So if they purchase a large amount, which I don't know if they can, because is there not a supply shock? Aren't we not going to go into a supply shock if nation states are going to adopt this shit? Like I think that if this scenario plays out, then it's not going to be a gradual increase. How can it be a gradual increase?
Right. It's merging of the old system into the new. I mean, because we're not going to go backwards. We're not going back to DOS and Excel.
No,
I
but,
mean,
but like game theory, like tit for tat, right? So if we go tit for tat with this, and you understand the underlying asset, that there's a hard cap in the supply, then you can't go tit for tat, because if you go tit for tat and you adapt to your competitor, which are other nations that are also buying Bitcoin, then at some point you would have to realize that you're better off buying everything in the beginning, because it's just going to go up forever. So why not purchase everything immediately and then let the rest purchase it over time? It would make no sense, because so the supply shock would have to happen immediately.
well, and here's the other kicker. No one else I've heard discuss. I've said it a few times. I'll repeat it again here because it's been a while since I did a live stream or put a
Sure.
video out on YouTube. So I'll
Yeah.
say it here, is that what I don't hear anyone else discussing right now is that, with Venezuela, Maduro, and with Iran upside down, where's the oil going to come from, as far as the imports to China, for mining of Bitcoin and crypto?
Yeah, that's exactly the point.
And well, yeah, and then on top of that, is that how the United States becomes a crypto capital of the world? I think so. And the reason why is because now, doesn't the Trump family also own a mining company, like a huge one?
Yeah, and then you think they're going to invest in things that they know is not going to make any money. So of
I
course,
mean,
yeah,
what do they say? Watch what they do, not what they say.
yeah, of course, yeah. But like, what am I watching at with all these percentages in the background? Like, what kind of page is this?
Oh, this is one of the miners. I was just trying to see what chips.
Okay, okay.
So this is each board of an S19 miner. It's got 126 ASICs per board. So in this miner alone, I'm running 378 ASIC chips, mining Bitcoin right now, and same with the other one.
Right.
So, but and I tuned them really low, so that way I'm only burning, what is it, 1800 watts for 80 terahash on each one. So, I mean, and it heats the whole home. So, and I got one in each house, heating each house. So, I
All
got
right.
stuff run out to the shed for later because
Yeah.
during the summer I can't take this kind of heat. So, and then it goes back and forth from the miner running to the air conditioner cycling so many times, and it's a 2-stage, so it never fucking shuts off.
Right. Right. So okay, thanks for clearing that up, because I saw the percentages. I was like, yeah, we're having a good conversation about Venezuela
Well,
and
no,
China
I
and the
was
oil.
just trying to I was just trying to
wondering.
look at what section of the board that is in, and maybe a different angle to where it's heating up the most on those different chips.
Right.
So
Okay.
I'll try moving the. Well, the other thing is that the other miner next door last night, it kept hitting a thermal shutdown.
Can
Let's
I ask
see.
you a question about mining in
I've
general?
got the thermal shutdown set to like 88 degrees. Let me see. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
shut down at 88 degrees.
Yeah. It's the
So
metric system,
if
dude.
it touches that, it automatically shuts itself off, so it won't burn itself down.
Celsius. Holy shit, that's a lot.
Yeah.
All right.
88
Celsius.
degrees Celsius.
Fucking hell. All right.
And critical I have at 93 degrees Celsius. But at 88, it shuts down, and then it cools itself off for 15 minutes before restarting.
You could do a sous vide steak in that.
Well,
anyway, I was just wondering, can I ask you a question? One thing that's been bugging me lately.
Well, the problem was that the air filters were clogged, because that's the whole maintenance part of the machine. That's why I started the company iServiceA6.com.
Yeah.
because so that way I can take them apart, clean them, rebuild them, and ship them off and tested, and and efficient with
Right.
performance add-ons
Right.
and whatnot. But yeah, the air filters are clogged up, and it's been on that miner for about a year worth of mining. But it moves a lot of air because I run forced air induction, but I
Right.
filter the air with the shop vac filters. So
I
that
got
way
some. Dave,
then it keeps all the chipsets clean.
yeah, Dave, I got some questions on S-script miners, if that's okay.
Yeah, fire at will, dude.
Who are the providers that you can purchase S-script miners from? Like, what's the company that makes them?
Well, my favorite is Bitmain.
It's
So
Bitmain.
yeah, the amp miners.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just came out with the L11.
L11.
Damn, I got a background noise. But yeah, they came out with the L11 last year sometime.
Right. So
I don't know what the current price is right now.
another question here.
L9. You can still get an L9
Sure.
for like $6,000.
No. I'm not interested I'm not
17.
interested. I'm not interested in the price or the performance of the units. What I'm interested in is who owns it. Who's behind Bitmain?
Bitmain?
Bitmain, yeah. Who's behind it?
China.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is that with every S-script mining?
Well, no, that's with Bitmain. That
Just
company
Bitmain.
is based. Yeah, that company is based out of China.
Is
I
it
don't
China,
know. I
Hong
don't know
Kong,
what
or is it
part.
China in general?
I would just, as far as I know, China in general. I don't know because you can get a lot of imports from, where is it? Not
Mm-hmm.
Singapore. Where is it? I'll think of it in a minute.
All
But
right.
you can, Malaysia. So a lot of them in Malaysia, and they come in really, really dirty and filthy. I mean, like caked full of shit, like mud, basically, in the inside the machine. And that's why you get a lot of them that are, like if you buy one off of eBay, they'll say it's clean, but they just hit it with compressed air, and you ought to see what this stuff looks like after
No,
it's.
I've seen your videos. I've seen your videos where you clean it up.
Well, I need to do others because, I mean, these last two were just, I mean, they were pretty damn filthy. It turned a clear liquid black.
Wow.
Right.
All right.
That's
So
how dirty the chips and the chipsets and each
yeah,
board is, because I take
yeah,
them out and I give them a chemical dip like we used to rebuild old servers in a day.
yeah. So I still got some company here, but I wanted to check in at least on you and what you're doing with like the mining, but also the conversation we had about DigiByte and the price for the all-time high. Cheers, at least, to hopefully.
I have a question.
My friend has a question. Is that all right?
Yeah, fire at will.
You can call me Bacon.
Okay, Bacon.
Steak and bacon.
Yeah, well,
It's a good combination. Well, it was on Grok and JetGPT at the height of a Bitcoin. It was like 125 K or something, and it said there was around 1.9 million Bitcoin left. So now there's been a whole sell-off, so there's going to be some more at the in the market. What are the odds there's going to be a supply shock anytime soon?
Well, I think there already is a supply shock. I don't think that retail is here, honestly.
Why would retail come?
Retail will come when the price moves.
Yeah,
That's
it's actually liquidity.
That's when everyone gets excited.
Yeah.
But as far as, you have to remember, there are only 450 Bitcoin printed or minted per day. And there's just one ETF is searching out, 1,000 or more a day.
Yeah.
So there's not that much supply held in exchanges anyway. That's why everyone says when you buy from an exchange, if it's not your keys, it's not your crypto. If you leave it on an exchange, you basically are holding a derivative.
Yep.
You're not holding the real asset. You're not
Yes.
holding the real asset till you take custody of it.
Basically, everyone on an exchange, even if you hold Bitcoin, I think all of that will be exit liquidity.
Right. Well, and you have to remember that these people running these markets, whether it's in equities or wherever they're from, running these big firms, JP Morgan, HSBC, whomever, who are getting into crypto, or actually we've witnessed it since 2014. You don't think that they're studious, that you don't think that they're watching this market and seeing where the price how much they can buy versus how high the price goes. So I think they are. I think they
Can
have
I
an
philosophize?
algorithm.
I need to philosophize a little bit about this. Because say, for example, you want to sell and you don't do it through a DEX, but you do it through an actual exchange and you want to sell it like, say, for example, humor me. Bitcoin goes to 800K and I'm like, okay, I'm going to take some Bitcoin out of a cold storage and going to move it to an exchange and sell it. Who says they might not even let me sell it and hold on to it? And the purchase won't go through and they'll just watch the market crash and then
Because
they'll
it's on
sell
a
it.
blockchain. No one can stop it on a blockchain. They can stop it at an exchange.
I know, but
once
so selling it through an exchange might be risky. That's what I'm saying.
Well, no, you can go OTC, over the counter. Like I almost took that job at Kraken. It was for a OTC director. But no, you
So
can sell OTC that way, and somebody will buy it.
over the counter,
if
you mean
have
hold on. You
if
mean
you
over the
have a large
counter?
amount.
You mean over the counter? Like I actually have to physically go to like an exchange to sell it?
Well, you work with a representative from that exchange. You're not selling it directly on the market.
Right.
You're selling it to another another large buyer.
Right. Fair enough.
You're just connecting large transactions. You're not
Yeah, but I don't feel like I have a large transaction, but I guess when the new all-time high comes in, it will actually be large.
Well, I mean, do what you want. If you sell it on the market, the bots will eat you up the whole way down. They'll buy it and keep undercutting it in little sections. So,
yeah.
When you go to make a large sale, you go to sell $1 million worth, you don't just place one order at $1 million. You stagger it out. One day do 100,000, the next day 100,000 until you get to $1 million. You don't just drop a million.
Yeah, but
you do that,
historically,
you'll drop the price.
Historically, like a Bitcoin bull market is usually like 3 months on average, and an alt season is usually 30 days.
Well, I look at it. Well, so far I've looked at it as far as 4-year cycles, not just not just the bull run, but I encompass the whole bear run too. And that's why, like right now, it's if I sell an ounce of gold at $5,000, I get 1.25 million DigiByte,
Right.
and at 0.0042. So in doing that, I mean, when it does just hit 20 cents, but yet the AI bots and all of this kind of stuff are showing current market value should be at 28 cents. It's just like, at 20 cents, if I were to just take profit there, that's turning $5,000 into $250,000.
Dave, current market value 28 cents on the current volume and price of Bitcoin. What will that be at the all-time high?
Wait, I'm sorry. Repeat that.
Like the bot is calculating everything on current market conditions with that prompt, with that question.
Right.
So 28 cents with what is valued now is vastly different than if we run up to 840K with like maybe like how much is the market cap for that? Like if Bitcoin has to go to 840K with 21 million Bitcoins in supply, we will go to like a 4 trillion.
Well, how many sats is it? And calculate that times 870,000 or 60,000, I think you said earlier. Something like that.
Yeah.
Just say 850,000.
Say 850. So you go 13 times the all-time high from 18 cents from 2021, which would be $2.33. But that's based on the sats, on the ratio of sats from 2021. If DigiByte outperforms it, if DigiByte outperforms 2021, which I think it will, because there's been a lot more built on chain, we could
Oh,
actually look.
absolutely.
We could actually look at it.
A shit ton has been built.
Yeah. Hold on. If we look at a 10x in SATs, you won't get a 233. You'll get a $23 DigiByte.
That would be knuckin' futz.
And you would be selling at 20 cents, and you'd be missing another 100x.
Oh no, I'm not selling my whole bag. I'm just taking a little bit of profit.
Yeah, a little bit of profit at 1%.
Buy a pair of shoes and
a pair of shoes.
You know, the baseball cap, a fucking jacket, something.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, a fridge.
A fucking tooth.
Yeah,
fine for $23 DigiByte.
yeah. If DigiByte goes to $23, it's going to be quite something.
That's great.
Yeah, that's knocking futz. I mean, at $1, it's crazy. It was said years ago just to have 1 million DigiByte. You know, so
yeah,
because everyone was asking, you know, back in 2017 era, everyone was saying, well, how much DigiByte should I have? And everyone said, just get 1 million, you're good. So just at $1, you got $1 million bucks.
What did
that's I can get more than that for an ounce of gold right now, which is already 4x from when I originally bought.
Yes, I get that.
Dave, what did the Gold podcast say about the true value of DigiByte? I forgot.
Well, he gave a value of $3.55, but he said his math was off or something. So I didn't hear the other figure. But yeah, at first he said it was valued higher now. So I don't know what that means. Or what value, but I can ask him.
That's almost a 1.5 times the 2.33. So that's interesting. It's almost a 50% more. It's quite the number. So I wonder how he got there. But all right. Well,
and the funny thing is it wasn't far off from, you know, someone else's calculation either.
What do you mean, someone else's calculation?
Well, I don't know if I should say it or not, but Jared's calculation.
Oh, yeah. Well, he probably knows quite a bit about his own blockchain.
Different ways, around the same price. Yeah.
Well, I think Jared came in like around $3.40 or something. I think $3.40.
Yeah,
you know,
that's crazy.
But again, you know, that was just spitballing. That was, you know, how Digital Gold Talk came up with the CSV, you know, is basically the same way as looking at a stock where it's price divided by earnings. So the PE ratio.
Yeah, I get that. I don't know when to sell my, I don't know if I want to sell Bitcoin for more DigiByte, but at one point I will do that.
Well, and yet again, if I hit a block of Bitcoin, I'm running, you know, 2 separate miners on CK pool, solo CK pool, you know, and I'm way overdue for a block. So, I mean, if I hit a block, now I only got 2 years left to find a block of Bitcoin, which is 3.125 Bitcoin. And if I just took 1 Bitcoin, what would that be? What's Bitcoin at right now?
Almost 65 to 70K.
Okay, so let's just say 70,000.
And you said at 5,000 you have one and a quarter.
00.
Yeah, so that's 14 times 1 and a quarter. 14 plus 3.5, 17 and a half.
Well, no, I get 16.6 all the way in line over 16,666,666.
Yeah, times what? Times 344. You get like what? 50 million.
I don't like sixes.
You're gonna get but times $3.40. You're gonna get what? $50 million.
What's that?
You times $3.44 for DigiByte. You get like $50 million.
Oh shit. Times 3 or
yeah, that Jared's calculation 344. You get like $50 million.
Let's just do $3.40 then.
Yeah, sure.
So that would be $56,666,000.
Yeah, when you hit a block, I'll come on the live stream.
Well, that's only getting rid of one Bitcoin. You know, I would still have 2.25 Bitcoin or no 2.125 Bitcoin left.
Yeah, but at some point you're going to make that calculation.
Oh, well, I already did. I'll show you. Let me pull it up.
All right.
Let me get to it. What was it? Darn it.
Are we live, by the way? Like, are we live?
Yeah.
Do we have an audience?
A couple of people, 6 people.
Oh, really? Hi, everyone.
Let's see. All right, let me share screen. Where did that go? Oh, present. They changed all of this stuff now again. Share screen, and I want. All right, so on solochance.org, let's see, mining Bitcoin, enter hash rate. I'm running 160 terahash a second. And calculate.
Maybe you're going to hit 2 blocks.
Well, chance per block. So every 10 minutes, I'm 1 in 5,600,000. Better chance at hitting this than the lottery. Then chance per hour.
It is basically like running a lottery.
Well, chance per hour is 1 in 932,000. But per day is down to 38,000 every day. So I'm playing a lottery every day for 38,000.
Yeah, so in 108 years, like in a lifetime, you're probably going to hit it once.
Well, no, chance per year, I'm 1 in 108.
Yeah. So in 108 years.
By the 2028 halving, I'm 1 in 49.
Yeah.
So I'm good with that.
Yeah, I get that. Plus, you could also always increase your hash over time.
Yeah. So let me do that right quick. So if I were to run at full power out in the shed, that would be what? 120. That would be 240 terahash a second. And that would give me per year 1 in 72 chance.
Right.
Of finding a block, which is what? Just say $300,000.
Good chances compared to a lottery, but I wouldn't bet on it for this cycle.
No, I'm not buying a property and expecting to find a block, but I'm overdue.
Anyway,
yeah, so currently it's $246,153 on a block reward. And
it's an interesting time.
How many? 16 million DigiByte for that, was it?
Yeah, 6s. You don't like 6s? But it depends on the price. If we're going to go down a little bit more to a third of a penny, you'd get a lot more. You get even more out of it. So anywhere between.
I thought about selling off like 200,000 worth of silver to throw that in a DigiByte to get like
$200,000 in DigiByte with the current price. Holy shit.
Yeah, so I was thinking about doing that to get over 30 million DigiByte.
Sure.
But I don't know. I mean, we just saw silver at $125. I was expecting it to hit 100 or 126. I was expecting it to go to 150 before I sold. I don't know. This next time, once it touches 125 again on silver, I'll probably sell off a little bit, take some profit out of it too. Because again, when was the last time we got a 4x in gold or silver? you know, and that just
40
happened
years,
for
like
me.
what, 4 decades? Like,
Well,
could be,
2011,
yeah, but it could be,
2011.
yeah, but I mean, like, we're talking about decades in these assets.
Right. Well, it
So,
was 2011 and 1980. So those were
yeah,
the other two times that gold and silver went nuts.
quite
So
the
and it's like,
volatility.
right. So, you know, it's like, might that be my pizza moment in metals? Maybe, I don't know, but I've already done well.
Oh, you already done well. Yeah, compared to you, you're a whale and I'm plankton. Like it's, but we'll see.
Well, no, it's a percentage. It's not a
Oh, I
whale
know.
or anything. It's just a
No, I know.
percentage. It's a percentage of a portfolio,
I'm just saying
nothing more.
I'm working with smaller numbers for my own portfolio, which for me is still like pretty good portfolio, especially compared to your average citizen. But
Yeah, but I'm also 10 years older, so
yeah,
there's
that's
that.
true. That's true. It's just going to be crazy that we're after this cycle. If this is true, what we just calculated, that we're going to have 2 more of those.
Oh no, 2030. Or
Yeah.
20
So this,
or
I
2032, or is it 2035 when the last DigiByte is minted?
yeah, but
You
the way
know?
I look at it, Dave, is that I honestly, if you look deep down in my heart, rationally, with what I'm thinking, like I expected last year already to get a new like proper top in Bitcoin, but we got tariffs from the Trump administration, and the Fed didn't want to budge with the interest rates. So now with wars coming around, I'm actually expecting this year, with quantitative easing around the corner, to actually
Right.
get that new high in Bitcoin. And then also gold and silver already rallied. So it just looks absolutely
Well,
primed to do that.
and reflect back on the first Bitcoin cycle of 2013. What happened in 2013 was a thing called Cyprus with the bail-ins, and that was only one country. What and you know what happens when it's like
That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing, what you're just saying. Like, if we look at technical analysis, we don't take into account that nation states haven't adopted this yet. Because technical analysis is based on past performance.
right, past performance, but not time. So each cycle is a cycle. It's not necessarily time, although it's almost like a clock, if you will. When you look at the blockchain, every
Yeah.
10 minutes, or 2.5 minutes on Litecoin, a minute on Doge, and 15 seconds on DigiByte. So it almost is a clock. And then each cycle, whether it's 4 years or 5 or 6, it's still a market cycle. And I don't know. I'm taking profit out of one asset and moving it into an undervalued asset. And
Yeah,
same
that's
thing
fair.
like with playing a ratio trade from Litecoin to DigiByte. When Litecoin to DigiByte is
I got stupid
seven
tax
thousand.
laws. I
Well,
get your point.
well, right now it's 13,000 to 1 DigiByte for one Litecoin.
Yeah,
So
do it.
the trade is to sell the Litecoin, buy in a DigiByte, and and then
I cannot play that
once
game.
the ratio returns back to like 7 or 6,000 to 1, then you sell the DigiByte back into Litecoin. Well, I've done that now 4 times.
Yeah, but if
And
I
I
do
know
that,
other people who have done it many times, and
yeah,
you
but I'm not
double.
allowed to
And
do
that's
that.
just a trading bag, though. That's
I
not
know.
that's I only do that with the amount that I've mined with.
Yeah,
That's
I
it.
know. I know. You and Clint have talked about those ratios for a long time, but I can't do it.
Oh, you and the EU bullshit.
Yeah, they tax me. If I do that, they tax me for being employed with my trading. And trading taxes is different than investing. So if I would do it too often, it would look like you're trading and you're working
Use a
at it as a
DEX. Use a DEX.
doesn't matter because the wallet is already tied to KYC.
then get it non-KYC. Pay someone some cash. That's why we used to love.
Yeah, how am I going to explain that in the future? Like, I had a boating accident.
Depends.
Guess I'm going to buy a boat.
Well, and at that point, laws are going to be changed anyway.
Yeah, they're going to be fucked up even more. Do you know what the law is going to be probably in 1 or 2 weeks here in the Netherlands? Might even be next week. We're going to be the first country in the history of the world to tax unrealized gains at the top.
Holy shit.
Yeah, 36%.
So your house goes up in value, and
yes,
now you have to pay that amount in tax as well?
And it gets better without inflation protection.
There's got to be another way around it for you. I mean, just
there is. We could hang all the politicians
from a non KYC wallet to then move through DEXs as a trading bag. Nothing more, not to take profit in the fiat. You could do that.
No,
and just be careful not to cross-contaminate it. Either that or move through Monero to wash the previous transactions.
Yeah, maybe. I'm actually thinking about immigration.
Where are you migrating?
Anywhere where they want me, which is probably not my own country.
Yeah, but where do you go? Right?
I don't know. North Pole?
Antarctica?
Fuck. I know. I don't know. I'm probably going to have to do it legally.
By a fucking polar bear? No.
Well, yeah, it's better than the Dutch politicians.
You make a great Christmas elf.
Yeah, I would make a great Christmas elf, according to my friend. But yeah, fucking hell, it's crazy. We're gonna know next week or the week after. Like, if we're gonna be the first country, humor me. I'm gonna give you some math here. Say that you got 20,000 as an investment, right, in fiat, and you buy an asset at 20,000, and you ride it up to 100K, so you get a 5x. And then, you would say, as the average person, you would say, well, you done reasonably well, man. You got 20,000 and you made 100K out of it. Very well done. Nicely done for a middle-class guy to start this shit. And then you would plummet back from 100K to 40K. So you don't take profit at 100K, but you're like, 40K, I'm going to sell it, and you make it 2x. Nicely done annually. 2x, great, from 20K to 40K. Well done, dude. Way better than your pension fund. Well, but here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. No. Let me finish the math. Here's the kicker. Yeah. You got to pay 36% tax on the 80% of the unrealized gains, and then maybe you get like 1,800 euros that you don't have to pay anything for. You don't get an inflation correction that you can deduct from it. So you got to pay 36%, so like a third, a little bit more than a third, out of 80,000. So now you got to pay the state, the IRS, around 30K, but you only got 40K because you got 20K and you made 20K.
Question, because there is a mathematical formula for this as well. You can like right now, the beginning, the year, say February, you can, or actually last year, so like November, or even in January, you could sell and then a minute later buy back in, and then you can have a capital loss as well.
No, because you have to pay taxes on unrealized gains, not on realized gains. It's unrealized. So you got to pay taxes on the top, even if you didn't sell. Yeah, I know, it's idiotic. You're going to lose your whole fucking stack in a year. Most people will, or in 2 years, if you're unlucky.
Right. At that point, I would just go non-KYC and, give them the middle finger.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about like setting up some kind of entity, legal entity somewhere abroad. And then, this will then come into effect.
Well, not only that, you can set different things up in different continents as well.
But this will come into
well, so that way you can take profit out of crypto, move that into gold in whatever country that you're in a vault.
Right. But I'm going to have to get my money out of the Netherlands if this passes. And if it passes, it's going to be latest that we'll know what they're going to do by the 1st of March. So in a few weeks, we'll know. And it looks like they're going to pass it. And then this is going to be in effect starting the 1st of January, 2028. So I got a little bit of time to figure shit out once this shit hits the fan. But it's probably going to be the most moronic shooting yourself in the foot as a country ever. Because if you just leave people like me alone, I'm going to buy shit in the Netherlands and pay VAT over it anyway. So they'd make a lot more tax if they would leave me alone.
I just got it. I just got the answer. You can get you can get a visa into Mexico and become a citizen there for $20 for 6 months.
$20?
Yeah, $20 for 6 months is all it costs for a visa to Mexico, and you can just renew that each time and just move to Mexico, and then just jump right across the border. Hell, you could probably get immigrant status.
That would be great, because if I'm an illegal, I would probably get a priority over housing, right?
Well, there's been a lot that has been corrected now from.
Oh, really? Yeah, but you're gonna get a Democratic president anyway by then.
Well, I still think that you can. I still think that by actually being an immigrant, a legal immigrant into the U.S., that you also get like $80,000 to open a business.
Oh, that would be great. But can you imagine the television, Dave, if a Mexican ICE agent would be chasing down a white guy, like a white illegal guy? That would make great television. Help, help, I'm being repressed.
I'm your king.
¿Qué? ¿Qué? No hablo español, sí. Speak English, motherfucker. What do you think I am, a foreigner?
And hit him with a little Dutch or German,
Yeah. Was sagen Sie? Yeah. What do you mean New York City? It's New Amsterdam, fucker. What do you mean your lands?
But yeah, look into that. Look into Mexico, and then from Mexico into the U.S.
Yeah. I'm gonna call Javi if he wants to cross me across the border.
Well, dude, it's walking distance from his house to Mexico. Is walking distance, dude.
Oh, that would be great.
Right, and
we could live stream it, Dave.
Well, the other thing is it's right there at SpaceX, and you got all the rockets and everything else when they launch and everything right there across the bay.
Right.
I mean, dude, I can't wait.
That'd be funny as fuck. But that's good advice. But I'm gonna look into it. Like,
well, not only that, I mean, and across the border and go, find out what the cost of insulin is in Mexico. I remember years ago, I almost moved to Mexico over the cost of insulin. That was in the 2017 cycle.
Yeah, I know. You told me. Yeah.
Holy shit! What do I do now?
Yeah. But these draconic.
That's why I did the whole trust and everything.
Yes. So, yeah, and maybe I'm going to follow your example and set up a trust in the United States, even though I'm a citizen of the Netherlands, and just put my money in the States. And that would be even more crazier, because then Europe wants to tax me.
You could file for an EIN and create an entity here.
Yeah, and then it would be ironic. Like, the Netherlands wants to tax me to keep the money in Europe, and I'm just going to put it in the United States. And the even funnier part is that I would ask financial asylum from the EU to the United States. That would make a good headline as well.
That would, especially for crypto.
Especially so.
And being that the United States is going to be the crypto capital of the world, like I said, with Donald Trump with the largest Bitcoin mining, now that China and Russia are cut off with energy, how are they going to turn the lights on to run the miners?
I gotta admit though, like, I gotta practice your street slang language, because I haven't mastered that part of the English language yet. So I'm gonna need a little bit of a course there, So,
well, all you do is you mix up the first and the third person. Okay. So, when it's this and that, and then you change it from present tense to past tense. So like,
Okay. We pledged allegiance to the flag.
Well, sort of, but it's, like I tried to told you, but you didn't want to heard me.
Right.
What about the people you're gonna call they them?
Yeah. What about the people you're going to call they them? Are you going to call them they demmed or?
I plead a fifth at the moment.
Yeah. They plead the fifth.
Yeah, when it benefits them, right?
Right. Anyways, it's been fun, Dave. I got to go. I think I'm going to wrap it up a little, but it's been good hearing from you. And let's hope your math and our math works out. That would be great. I still gotta, it's crazy to keep a level-headed approach to so much FUD in the market right now with TradFi just bombarding socials with like FUD and lies, and there's no intrinsic value, and Bitcoin's not going to go anywhere because the whole world is moving to a gold standard.
Yeah,
And it's just
what's the other hand doing? Like Jamie Dimon, right? I'll fire anyone that did this and that, but yet his sister company out of Singapore, other side of the fucking world, is buying.
right,
I'll fire
exactly.
anyone. Don't buy it. It's shit. It's rat poison squared, whatever. Right. Meanwhile, your sister company is buying it.
Yes.
Per
Yeah, you're
his
absolutely correct.
per his quarterly reports.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
So
Thanks for having me.
So yeah, what's the other hand doing?
Well, he's probably wiping Epstein's ass somewhere, but that's another story.
I don't know. I didn't. I don't want to look into all of that shit.
No, I don't. You're not missing out. Keep your head in the game on the math, and that's what we're gonna do.
I took a long break. I've been working on the house. I've been doing a lot outside in the yard and gardens and fertilizer because I fucking killed the grass, all the new sod and everything, the new dirt, new sod. I killed it. St. Augustine grass. I used tenacity herbicide on it and killed it.
Wow.
So I should have used just Celsius works here on St. Augustine grass as an herbicide, but now I'm on the whole micronutrients and fertilizer of urea and iron. So
right.
it's been a whole deep dive in the lawn care.
It's been fun, Dave. I'm gonna log off now, and I'm gonna hang out with my friend here for a little bit before he has to leave. And
Right.
It's been good seeing and talking to you, man. Cheers.
Yeah, same here. Cheers.
Good on you, Dave.
All right, man.
All right. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bacon.
Yeah.
Oh man. Let's see. Where we at anyway? An hour and 10 minutes. Oh wow. That went longer than I thought. But to the 8 of y'all here, cool. Thank you. Hit the like, all that good stuff. But I don't know. I kind of got a few other things going on upstairs. Like what all's been going on with DigiByte, the DigiDollar and whatnot. So now we're going to have a way to take profit out of crypto without paying any capital gains tax. It's a different type of stable coin altogether. Nothing currently exists like it, where you're over collateralizing the amount. Yeah, so it's a loan to yourself, and within the same wallet, you don't pay taxes on a loan. So in that instance, this next bull run with DigiByte, I intend to use the DigiDollar to take profit from DigiByte and buy gold with it. So again, just rinse and repeat, the buy high buy high, sell low. Buy low, sell high. So that way I'm taking an overvalued asset, selling it and buying the undervalued asset, just rinse and repeat, because that's all the wealthy do. You look at all these other billionaires out there, that's how they do it. You know, whether it's Jim Rogers or, you know, whomever, um, you know, they find their buying price of an undervalued asset, they buy it and they hold it until it appreciates in value to whatever their number is, and then they sell it. No difference here. So it's just like I said, when was the last time we got a 4x in gold or silver? And so, you know, I might be I might go take that up and go do an ounce of gold for $5,000 and buy DigiByte at 0.0042 and get 1.25 million DigiByte. And at 20 cents, that's then $250,000 to sell off. And what did I risk? 1 ounce of gold. So I don't see an ounce of gold going from $5,000 to $240,000 or $250,000. So I think that's what I'm about to do. Go ahead and pull the trigger on that. But many other things in DigiByte also, you know, like with all this AI, all the AI agents that are coding DigiByte, that have been coding for DigiByte for a while. You know, I think Jared's got like 64 agents, and now they're intermingling and working together. And I mean, and think about it, you know, 4 years of coding got done in 3 months. That's a lot. A lot's been built out, you know. So the DigiDollar, other things that Jared hasn't mentioned yet that he's working on, you know, rightfully so. I mean, it's his creation. What is it? The Digiscope with Johnny Law. So a lot of cool things are going to come from that too, where you can upload different things and find all the news and all the information in one spot instead of go to Telegram, go to Discord, go here, go there, go there. Everything will be in one spot. And, you know, just working together more. A lot of other stuff's been built out on Digiscope as well. You know, like being able to see the different exchanges and their holdings, to try to figure out the Merkle trees. You know, that's huge. Let's see, what else? Rosetta. So the ability to converse in more than, you know, the 3 languages that DigiByte is coded in. So to be able to converse with multiple other computer languages. So right now, DigiByte is C++, Python, and Java. But think of the ability to converse now through Rosetta, like Rosetta Stone, to be able to converse in like Rust or Plutus or Solidity. Or, you know, I'm not really a fan of Solidity. There's too many open holes, backdoors, and all kinds of craziness. It's not as stringent of code, but the ability to enable other SDKs within code, in other words, it opens up other tools. So you're used to coding in Rust or Plutus, you can then converse through Rosetta into DigiByte. So to build the things that you want to build. And I think that that's going to be very appealing to business as well as to private. It's encryption is what it is. So it's security. So I don't know. I think it's, you know, the Google or the Amazon during the .com. That's the way I see it, and it's not a far stone's throw to look at what Satoshi did on Bitcoin. And even in the 2011s, Satoshi in the 2011 forums, Satoshi said, that if other things arise, then they can take drastic measures. But the problem is that some of those other things you can't change. So, where like say SHA-256 ever becomes corrupted, or quantum computing, whatnot, and the gift of 5 algorithms to DigiByte, the to be able to run on 4 algorithms while replacing one, in my opinion, gives DigiByte the upper hand in the instance, or to move to another algorithm altogether. And it can run on 4 while implementing the 5th, or possibly a 6th algorithm. So I don't know of another blockchain that can do that, other than, what was that? Verge. Verge is the other one. But a lot of cool things coming. But yeah, to be able to take profit out of crypto and not have to pay capital gains, because they got me good. They got me for 37%. And that was for long-term capital gains. So think about that for a second. So you take $1 million out of crypto and you're paying 37%. You're only walking with $630,000 out of that million. And you put up all the risk. You went through hell in crypto to do it. They had no risk, but they want all the reward. And I've wanted to take profit out of crypto and move into metals, and then many times, but now I'll be able to do that through DigiDollar, and basically go back and forth is what I would like to do. So that way I can, I can do a secured loan to myself, an over-collateralized loan to myself, and take those DigiDollars, move them through an exchange or through a DEX. And, that's something else that's built out, is the DEX. So the DigiDex is done. Was that my last one? Son of a gun. I guess it was. Well, anyway, I've been going for an hour and 20 minutes. Probably a lot more I wish I'd have said, but this is just a spitball edition. A lot of stuff on my mind. Wanted to clear my head. I've been listening. It's just, I don't know, a lot of other stuff going on, but now I think it's crypto spring. And, now that we hit 65,000, and I'm calling the next high of 126,000, which is the previous all-time high for Bitcoin. Because every cycle my goal every cycle is to 10x. So, I add a 0 every cycle. So I don't know. Am I going to hit 9 figures this cycle? I hope so. I mean, I'm good with 8. So, but anyway, y'all, let me see. Let me pull up the chart for a sec, just to see this price again. I can't. It's just I'm in awe. This is such a gift. There it is. But anyway, with that, I'll leave y'all here. DigiByte currently at 0.00422. Anyway, y'all go make it a day. Later.
Do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.